A term I like to go over is congruent and what congruent means. You're going to see this word congruent with this symbol, talking about congruent segments. What does that mean? If line AB, or the segment line AB equals CD, so if AB equals CD, then you could say the segment AB is congruent to CD. And you would write it like this: segment AB congruent to CD. So congruent, similar to the same thing as saying AB equals CD. One side equals the other side. Let's use that to do problem 3, comparing segment lengths. Are AC and BD congruent? In other words, does AC equal BD? Let's take a look and see what AC equals. AC is -2 for A, and C is right here between 4 and 6. What's between 4 and 6? That would be 5. So I would take that information, and we need to find the absolute value of -2 minus 5, which is 7. Then we need to take the absolute value of BD, B being 3, D being 10. So we subtract those two, find the absolute value. 3 minus 10 is 7. AC equals 7. BD equals 7. So we can say and state it this way: AC equals BD, so segment AC is congruent to BD. Let's take a look at got it number 3 and see what they get. Let's take a look at another term, midpoint. The midpoint of a segment is a point that divides the segment into two congruent segments. A point, line, ray, or other segments that intersects a segment at its midpoint is said to bisect the segment. So a segment at its midpoint is said to bisect the segment. The point, line, ray, or segment is called a segment bisector. So looking at this picture down here, we see that B is the midpoint of AC. So here's AC, B is in the midpoint, in the middle. So line L is a segment bisector of AC. So this line bisects or goes through the middle of line AC, and that's where they put the point B to show that. Let's use that information for midpoint to help us solve problem 4 using the midpoint. Q is a midpoint of PR. So here's Q, and here's the line segment PR. So Q is a midpoint of PR, which means it's in the middle. What are PQ and QR and the total length of that line segment, PR? To find that, we know that PQ equals QR. That this line segment and this segment equal because here is the midpoint. So we need to put an equal sign between the two of them and then solve for x, which they do down here. 6x minus 7 equals 5x plus 1. Move the x's to one side, the numbers to the other side, and you end up getting x equals 8. You subtract 5x from this side, you bring it over here, you add 7 to the other side, and you get 8. So that's how they got x equals 8. So if you know that x equals 8, all you need to do is just substitute it in for x in this segment and in this segment. So substitute 6 in for the x, substitute the 8 in for the x, and you get 6 times 8 minus 7 is 41. And then over for QR, which is 5x plus 1, substitute 8 in there for x. When you have a number next to another parentheses, you multiply, add 1, and you get 40. Now step 3, we have to find out the total length of PR. Knowing that PQ is 41, QR is 41, 41 plus 41 is 82. So PQ and QR are both 41, so PR has to be 82. Let's take a look at gadget number 4 and see what we come up with.